Hey, you guys, it's your girl Jay, and I'm here with just a quick little story time because I get a lot of synchronicities in my life, a lot of messages from the Most High, and I just want to give you guys just a little bit of insight as to how He's able to speak to you in your everyday life, okay? So today I'm minding my business. I had to catch a train to work. I had a $5 bill, right? So I catch MARTA. I have a special MARTA card. I only have to pay $1 to catch the train where I'm going. So I had a $5 bill. I put my $5 in the machine. And of course, the MARTA people, the machines, they only give you dollar coins back. Now, I reached into the machine and it was $5 coins in there. I had just put $5 in. I was only supposed to get 4 back, but it was 5 coins in there, which was a blessing in itself because I got to work for free. But not just that. When I decided to look at these coins, where I'm from, when I see dollar coins, I only see like Sacagawea on there. I seen Abraham Lincoln on there, but not often. So this time I look at the dollar coins and I see an unfamiliar face on this dollar coin that I've never seen before. And it was a man by the name of James Garfield. And it pushed me to research because I'm like, who the fuck is James Garfield and why is he on this coin? Why don't I know him? So, boom, I go to Google and I type in his name, James Garfield. Turns out he was one of the presidents of the United States, but he was assassinated for months after he was in office. And I find that crazy because I don't know too much about presidents who have been assassinated, but I know Lincoln was one of them. I know Kennedy was one of them. But who knew that it was 4 presidents in United States history that was assassinated? And James Garfield was one of them, okay? I look and I feel like God will always put an example that's similar to you in your life right in front of you. So I look up James Garfield. Turns out he's born November 19th. He's a Scorpio, just like me. I'm a Scorpio. And then I look him up some more, and his assassination, he was shot at Penn North train station in Baltimore. Guess where I'm from? Baltimore. So you see how I put all these pieces together in order for me to keep looking for more information, to keep asking more questions, just to keep on keeping on. So I saw this as a message to me to keep looking. And I don't know the complete message at this point in time, but the amazing things that this man did during his lifetime, partnered with the way he died, is very significant to me. Because for one, he did a lot of amazing stuff before he was put in the position to become president. He was poor. He was a poor man, born in poverty, born in a log cabin. His father died after he was 2 years old, so he didn't even have no father. In college, he was a janitor and a carpenter to get him through his first year of school. By his second year of school, they put him in the position as assistant professor in literature and ancient language. And by the time he was 26, man, he was the freaking president of his college. Okay? He served on the Congress 9 times. He was a war hero. And not just that, he was put in the position of presidency. He didn't run for the position. Other people voted for him to become president. Like, other people petitioned for him to become president. So that was very significant to me. Now, the way he was assassinated was very strange, very particular, because he was assassinated by this one guy. His name was Charles Ghetto, right? And Charles Ghetto, he was a man who nothing ever went right in his life. He was never successful at anything. Like, everything he tried, he just wasn't good at that shit. So he had a divine message from God that he was supposed to kill the president. That's what, in his mind, that was his divine message. And since God is in control of everything, hey, who am I to say that his message was not true? That he didn't have that as his duty to do in this world. So anyway, the president was on his way to vacation, okay? And this man, Charles Ghetto, stepped out of the shadows because, for one, he wanted to be an important, influential figure too. He wanted to be on the Congress, and he had visited to the White House plenty of times to petition to be a part of this establishment in some type of way. But for some reason, he never got his wish. He never got the position he was looking for. He never got recognized. What have you? Whatever. So he thought it was his divine guidance from God to shoot the president. So when the president was on his way to vacation, Charles Ghetto slipped out the shadow of the train station, shot him once in the back, once in the arm, and that was that. He was down. Okay, he was down for the count. Now, what I find very important about the story is that the bullets, they didn't hit him in a place where he just, I'm dead. No, the bullet hit him in his arm and his back. And it didn't harm, it wasn't like a significant injury, so he could have survived. But because of men, and men believing, and I don't mean just men as in man and woman. I mean men as in the human race believe that they have it all figured out. Okay? So because of human error, the president died. At the time when I guess he was shot, there was some doctors on the scene. They started using their fingers trying to poke in this man's back and take out the bullet. Using other items and shit, trying to poke at him and get the bullet out. Didn't use antiseptics or none of that, because they didn't believe, at this point in time in history, doctors did not believe that germs created disease. They didn't even believe in germs. They believed that the disease just came from the air, okay? Which is foolishness in itself, because if you don't believe in germs because you can't see germs, then how come you believe the diseases come from the air? And if you do believe that, then you wouldn't be poking in nobody back with your bare hands, because there's air all around you, okay? And disease can easily slip up in there. So that was crazy. Not just that, it was another doctor on the scene that was, when they transported the president's body from James Garfield from the train station to wherever they was working on him at in Washington. They had a doctor working on him, and the doctor was just so arrogant. He felt like he knew everything, and he thought that the bullet was on the right side of James Garfield's body. So they working on this man, and they couldn't get it. They couldn't figure it out. They couldn't get the bullet out. They call up Alexander Graham Bell, the man who freaking created the telephone, okay? He created also a metal detector, so he's trying to use the metal detector to try to find the bullet on the president, James Garfield's body. Little do he know, the president is laying on a bed with freaking metal springs in it. So of course that's gonna mess with the metal detector that Alexander Graham Bell created. So he could never find the bullet because of he was laying on a bed with metal springs, which was a very rare bed around this time period. So not just that. The fact that he was laying on the bed with metal springs was a conflict. But the doctor, whose name was D. Willard Bliss, he would not allow Alexander Graham Bell to even work on the left side of the president because he believed that the bullet was on the right side of the president's body, and he did not want to be proved wrong. And then at the end of this whole situation, after the president died, the person who shot the president, Charles Ghetto, he said, yes, I shot him, but his doctors killed him. Which is correct. Because someone did not want to be proved wrong, the president died. Not from the crazy man who shot him originally, but from the people who was trying to save his freaking life. And it's just crazy. I just really think this whole story, and y'all really need some details that I left out that are very significant. So y'all need to go look up the story of James Garfield, the president, one of the presidents of the United States, who was also assassinated. And it's just crazy because you never know what the plan that God has for your life, where the positions that he will put you in. The smallest, the least shall be the greatest. James Garfield, he was the least. He was a very poor man, but he became the greatest. And he died from human error. His life could have been saved, but because people did not want to be proved wrong, because people just thought they knew what was best rather than referring to God in the situation, he lost his life. I don't know, man. This is crazy. But all I know is pay attention to the synchronicities or to random crazy things that happens in your life, because nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by coincidence. So this has been another episode of Story Time with your girl Jade. I'm going to be doing a lot more story times as they come along, as I get them. I get them a lot. So, till next time.